Hey everyone, I'm John Holland, Chief Revenue Officer at Thrive, here with Stefan Summeroff, the Senior Director of Security at Avant. Today we're here to talk about vendor consolidation within an organization's cyber program. Stefan, welcome.
Thanks. Glad to be here, John. Always good to see you.
Always great to see you also. Gartner stated in 2023 that 75% of organizations were looking to consolidate their vendors within their cyber program. You've hit on this recently in a blog, and obviously this has been a discussion point for you for a while. Can you talk about it? What's happening around this, what you see in 24 for the end customer, and why do you think this is happening?
Yeah, so I think there's a really important note to this is that leaders in this space, not just security, but tech leaders, have been begging for consolidation for decades. And what we've seen in the industry is that even though that these leaders have been begging for consolidation, they didn't necessarily have the provider portfolio to meet that requirement. So demand was there, but supply was not. And as an analyst company and distributor, part of what we're trying to do is stay at the forefront and leading edge and understand what things are being demanded and supplied. And what we've seen over the past really 2 years is that there are a number of vendors like Thrive that are going out and building the requirements, building the delivery capacity to meet those client demands. And so we're saying that now finally in aggregate across the industry, there are enough leaders in this space that are going through and building out not just initial capacity, but really full capacity to deliver enough resources, comprehensive resources that IT and technology leaders can go to a single provider and get meaningful outcomes and consolidate on 1 to 2, maybe 3 providers, instead of having to go out and have a provider for every little single building block of their organization. And that's why we're saying that 2024 is the year of consolidation in the industry.
Yeah, we're seeing it in our conversations with both trusted advisors as well as end customers, things around added efficiencies, reducing complexity, cost savings, more visibility, or areas that they're trying to gain more of to help protect the business. And I think what we're seeing working with you, in tandem, is our ability within Thrive to be able to deliver that for clients. And we're seeing the added benefit to the end user, and really it's exciting to see this thing gaining fire.
It is, and I think there's a couple other really important parts to this. Is if we go back even really 10 years, a lot of we'll say this, the technology vendors in this space, not the service providers, but the technology vendors, it was kind of like, get on our API or go away. And so they were building out these really platform systems or ecosystems. And now there's been this big push to APIs where, and I know this is a really big word for Thrive in 2024, is mesh. Without those APIs and the ability for things to talk to each other in meaningful ways, we wouldn't have this capacity for service providers to be able to jump on and integrate disparate technologies in a really meaningful way with good business outcomes. And so there was this requirement to go build interoperability before, like that became the key to unlocking service providers to saying, okay, hey client, you operate on this technology and this technology and this technology, cool. We can help integrate all those things together, and the playbooks are already written, and we've got the people that have the knowledge. It becomes much easier. The barrier to entry comes down a lot, significantly, which means costs come down, and you also start to see this longevity of people in their positions because you can hire more junior people and grow them and keep them. So all in, I am pretty happy with where the industry is heading, and it makes it significantly easier to solve problems in a crowded marketplace.
If we can shift it, can you talk a little bit about, from your perspective, how you're seeing this impact the trusted advisor community?
Absolutely. So if we go back, 4 or 5 years, in the trusted advisor community, there were trying to find and figure out which solutions were the right fits, incredibly challenging. You were looking at sometimes 80 to 150, sometimes 200 features that were requirements. And then, like, not just even in an RFP, but like, these are the things our client actually wants. And then you take that to the service providers, of course, not you, but everybody else would say, yeah, we do it all. And then it turns out a lot of them were initial capacity. So now when a trusted advisor comes up and they're trying to solve a problem for their end client, now many of what used to be advanced solutions have come down and have been integrated through this ability to consolidate. So that way we're looking more for market fit than engineering fit. And it makes it significantly easier for a trusted advisor to say, yes, we can make this bet confidently. And we've also got the history of case studies to where the outcomes are predictable and we can have trust and confidence in the service provider.
Yeah, we're seeing we've seen a lot of partners looking for an easy button, not understanding how to make sense of it all. They'll work with you and your engineering team, and you will obviously assist them. But we're seeing a lot of people still trying to figure it all out, and we positioned ourselves and kind of being called by some of them, their easy button. The fact that we can be a trusted advisor or end customers end-to-end cyber program, bringing us in, allowing us, working with you to figure it all out, building that cyber mesh, building that program for a client, saves time for the end trusted advisor. It allows them to look best in front of their clients.
Absolutely. And it's not necessarily just the technology, but also the service capacity as well. Because if we look at, say, like the 16 things that an insurance company wants to see before they will underwrite or bind an insurance offering for an end client, you still, even just to meet those needs, you had to go to 3 to 4 vendors. And now part of where we sit, where Avant sits in supporting Thrive, is that we get to see what everybody else is doing and coach you and your peers to lift the entire industry. And Thrive has done a phenomenal job of jumping in and listening and building stuff, and including your new incident response offering that was just announced a few weeks ago. I think that was probably the last offering that Thrive really needed to consolidate and have a full portfolio that meets the needs of clients. And so it's amazing to see that, and you guys have been a great partner.
Stefan, thank you for the insight and kind words. To those of you who are watching, let us know how Thrive and Avant can assist you do the most for your customers in and around their cyber needs. Good luck in 24. Thank you.